Hey y'all, we are going to Natchitoches, Louisiana today, because it is the third Tuesday. We love to talk about Natchitoches here on Big Blend Radio. Natchitoches is one of our most favorite places on the planet. It is the oldest city and the original French colony in Louisiana, another one of our favorite states as well. So I encourage you to go to the website, natchitoches.com, and it is spelled out this way. Natchitoches, Natchitoches.com. And that is home of the Natchitoches Convention and Visitor Bureau. Really good portal for event news, planning, where you're going to stay, where you're going to eat. Lots of good places to eat, man. I'm telling you, that's the thing. There's a lot going on in Natchitoches. And as always, we have the executive director of the Natchitoches Convention and Visitor Bureau, Arlene Gould here. Welcome back, Miss Arlene. How are you?
Doing very well. Thank you.
It's good to have you back. And also Jill Leo is back on the show. She joins us every year. She likes to talk about what is going on in regards to the downtown because she is director of promotions and events. And let me see if I can say all of this, what she does for the Natchitoches Historic District Business Association and Natchitoches Main Street. So welcome back, Jill. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
Hey, it's good to have you. So Jill, a lot happens. This is kind of the kickoff for you, right? The annual car show, the 17th annual car show for Natchitoches at the end of September. I know that's going to be the main event we talk about today, as well as other events in September. But doesn't that kind of kick off fall in the downtown district for Natchitoches with this car show?
It really does. As you mentioned, there are a few other events that take place prior to the car show, but the car show is one of our largest events downtown. Last year we had close to 430 cars downtown from all over the United States. So it's actually one of my favorite events.
Wow, that is a lot of cars, and it's so beautiful because, downtown, which is a historic district, and everybody, this is a National Historic Landmark District. So that's all 33 blocks, right? That is the Landmark District. And right on Cane River Lake. And then you've got that beautiful new amphitheater. And there's great parking. So it is a spectacular place to be setting up cars. I mean, is there a poker run or any kind of car route that people do with these cars? Because you've got such scenic, driving to be done out there.
We do. We try to gear our Friday events around our participants. We have registration that opens earlier in the day on Saturday, and then we have a poker run that takes place from 12 to 5 p.m. That's on Friday, September the 29th. We do give away a total of $1,000 cash payout for the first, second, and third hands. Those are turned in that evening at our fish fry that we put on for all of our participants down on the riverbank. That's another highlight of the show. Not many car shows will give you a free fish dinner. Usually it's hot dogs and hamburgers. So we're also known for our great fish dinner that we provide on Friday evening. But as you mentioned, the location, I think, is part of the big draw that we have. When you can come park under a large oak tree in the shade, and wives can shop and eat downtown, it's just kind of a win-win for a downtown.
It is great. I mean, in the downtown, like I say, it kicks off the fall season, and that's when you start thinking about holiday shopping and new decor for your home. You got to celebrate, get those pumpkins and right. All those different colors out there. Change the wreath on your door, and start feeling the beauty of fall. And I think all of us in warmer climates in this country are really excited about fall this right now. We are in the dog days of summer. Arlene, have you been out on the lake, Cane River Lake, this summer, getting some cool breezes?
I have not, and I'll be honest with you, it just seems like it's a lot hotter this summer than it has been in the past, for sure. So I haven't been out on the water much this summer. But I am excited about the fall events, including the car show. Like Jill said, it's one of the, the bigger events downtown, and I have personally watched it grow, each year. And I remember we started out just doing the cars on the riverbank, and then we
Mm.
Started having to put them on Front Street because we had so many cars, and now it's the Riverbank Front Street and Second Street because there are so many cars. So
Wow.
it's good to see that grow. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm ready for some fall weather for sure.
Well, there's a thing too when you talk about that many cars, right? So I know it's going to be people from around Natchitoches, and in Louisiana. But Jill, are a lot of the people coming with their cars, are they from out of state, or, I mean, are people driving from far away to come show off their car?
A high percentage of people are out of state, actually. We've had people drive as far as California and Washington State. Um, one one advantage for us is we always have our event the Friday and Saturday before the larger Cruising on the Coast event that takes place down on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So a lot of people like to travel to our show, and it's a stopping point for them as they travel down to Cruising the Coast.
Oh,
But
wow.
yes, I would say probably we might have almost close to say 40% are out of state. We have a
Wow.
lot of
Wow.
people from Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Florida.
Wow.
Mississippi, Alabama. Lots
Well,
of
they better
different
start
states.
booking their
So
lodging now. I'm just saying. You better get on Natchitoches.com and look at all the hotels and bed and breakfasts, and you got Airbnbs too, right? You got a little bit of everything, Arlene, for
We do,
people.
and Jill had mentioned too about the wives and the families coming, and they get to enjoy all the other things that Natchitoches has to offer. And it's a really good time of the year, one of my favorites because all of downtown is decorated with the fall, with the bales of hay and the cotton bolls and the corn stalks and pumpkins and all the other things. So it'll be taking shape for getting ready for really celebrating the fall season.
That's gonna. I'm ready. Hey, listen. I'm just thinking of pie right now. I don't know. I know there's meat pies. We're going to talk about meat pies because that's, the tradition in Natchitoches. But I wanted to go back to you, Arlene, on this, that the car show. And I know the last podcast, everyone, it's still up there. You can go check it out, and I'll link to it too, in the show notes. So for Natchitoches, so you can get all the information. I'll link to that for Natchitoches.com, but also to, last month's podcast because it talks about the annual Cane River Zydeco Festival and Poker Run. And that's, those are motorbikes. So that's happening September 2nd and 3rd. September 15th through 16th is the 21st annual Meat Pie Festival. This is a Louisiana, I should say Natchitoches, tradition, but I think it's a state pie, isn't it?
It
When you
is.
talk about,
It's the
see,
state legislature has recognized it as an official food item for the state of Louisiana, the Natchitoches meat pie.
see, this is important. So I'll put that in the show notes for everyone to know. But, you know, when you look at the cars and also the motorcycles, this really kind of ties back into the Jefferson Highway. We always talk about this as a route that Arlene, and I nudged Nancy and I know we're addicted. And, I mean, it's worse than us and our wine. I mean, this is a historic route that was started in 1915, and it goes from Winnipeg, Canada to New Orleans. And Arlene, even the Jefferson Highway Association has had their annual conference in Natchitoches. You have a park dedicated. So I kind of have this vision of people going down the Jefferson Highway, like whether they're coming from, the Midwest, because you can still drive. What beautiful driving time, right? In September, see some of the
Right.
fall colors, or coming up from New Orleans, going through Alexandria and doing the Jefferson Highway to get to the car event or after too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Now, you and I have talked about the Jefferson Highway quite a bit, and there's always something new to discover, on that route and the history. It's so well documented, and it was America's vacation route, from the north to the south. So it was very heavily used by the cars that were being produced in the early 1920s. People had new cars, but they didn't have a whole lot of roads in which to drive them on. So, yeah, we do see our fair share of visitors coming from Missouri and, of course, Texas and all up and down the route. And so hopefully we'll have some more coming in the near future, too.
With the car show happening, we've got all these car enthusiasts coming together, whether or not they're, showing off their cars or just going to look at cars. You're car happy people. Um,
Mhm.
I think that part of it that weekend when they're there is they should go see, where the tourist camp is and go to the park. You know what I mean? And isn't there like an exhibit right now? I don't know if it'll still be on then, right? For that
Yes, it should
weekend.
still be at Northwestern. There is an exhibit at Northwestern University at the library. It's called Pine to Palm, and it's just and it's called Pine to Palm and the places in between where people traveled and vacationed. So it's a great little exhibit for some of these car enthusiasts to stop by and take a look at. And
And
that's where the newest Jefferson Highway marker is, because it was the site of the original campground that was open in 1922 here in Natchitoches. But now it's the library at the university, Northwestern State University.
cool. And one thing that's really cool about in your area is, for those who are on a car or in a car or on a bike, is you've got all these scenic byways. Cane River Heritage Area also has a scenic byway, but you can follow the movie trail, especially, all the sites of that Steel Magnolias where it was filmed. So Jill, that leads me back to you on the poker run. So this is something where all the cars drive around and collect things, right? And somebody wins the poker hand. Is that how it works?
That's correct. So there are multiple locations. We even have usually one or two locations that take them downriver. So it's not just inside the city limits. And obviously the theme is to try to get the best poker hand and that they'll turn in that evening. And so it's a great way for them to drive out and kind of see things around Natchitoches, not just downtown, and experience, all the things we have to offer.
Oh, that's so fun. And then you have like an awards event too. That's part of it. Um,
We do.
what are they?
So
Yeah.
uh,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The main show takes place on Saturday from 7 a.m. To 4 p.m. and we wrap things up with an award showdown on the Riverbank stage. We give away a top 30 award, so that's 30 of what the judges believe are the top 30 cars at the show. And then we do a best engine, best interior, best of show, best engine, and best paint. And those are special awards that we give out that are all, like I said, chosen by the judges. And just so you know, we are a classic show. Your vehicle has to be a 1987 model or older. So it is, like I said, it is a true classic show because that's what we're, geared towards. But like I said, the fact that we have over 400 cars, and as Arlene mentioned, it's grown into such a great event for our downtown. It's been wonderful to watch it.
Yeah, 17 years. Hey, you've gone past the sweet 16, and now when you're at 17, you're starting to, now you're almost adults with your cars. Listen, I think we need a Barbie and Ken car. I'm just saying. It needs to be.
That would be funny.
Know.
Yeah, I know.
Never know.
Do people dress up according to their cars? Like, do they dress in that era of their car?
Well, we have a few that dress up. We probably had more in years past, but we do have a few that dress up. It's funny, we have a few that will even kind of stage or decorate the inside of their car with maybe some kind of it's not real, but kind of drive-in food. Like if you were going into an old drive-in movie, they'd have like the little checkered napkin with a plate and stuff inside. So a few people do really get creative with their setup. And when the cars are parked downtown, the hood and the trunk and everything's open because they want you to see all of the work they've put into it. Redoing of the seats, the interior. They take pride in their vehicles. So it's interesting to see everyone's personal touch on each of their vehicles.
That is fun. I love it. Arlene, let's go back real quick. The Meat Pie Festival, 21 years?
Yes.
So, wow. So meat pies, That's a thing to do, whether you go to the festival or go to Natchitoches, that's a must do. Meat pies. So that's
And they
September
actually
15th.
have, September 15th and 16th, and they actually have a website for the Meat Pie Festival. It's meatpiefestival.com.
Fantastic. And Cane River Zydeco Festival in Poker Run, that again is, that's the 24th annual one, and that's September 2nd to 3rd. So that's really coming up quick. A lot of live music, and that's something, Jill, you were saying that they're doing too, live music, dancing, and you're saying fish fries or a fish night. That's, you guys, go ahead.
Yes, on Friday night we do have a fish fry for our participants. We will have live music, and then on Saturday, when our main show takes place, we'll have 3 stages with a total of 9 bands that will be playing throughout the day. So there's
cool.
something for some genre of music for everyone to enjoy.
Cool, and it's really family friendly, this event, right?
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
So.
fancy.
I know we're going to do a podcast next month. Every third Tuesday, we're going to talk about fall next month, look at what's coming up in October. But I mentioned Christmas, and I'm bringing this up now. I know it's September, and oh boy, do we want to feel the cool joys of Christmas beyond the fall season. But Jill, I know that you're really into the Christmas part of it, the Christmas festival. And Nancy and I this year, Arlene, we're coming. We're going to be there for the opening night, I believe.
Yes. Opening night, November 18th, when we turn on the holidays. And yes, Jill is the Christmas festival director, so she's all things Christmas.
Yeah,
which we love. And it is. It's a huge event, and we're excited that y'all are going to be able to experience it for yourselves.
I mean, finally after all these years. After all these years, and we're not going to be in Natchitoches in July. I mean, come on, it's something new. We always end up in Natchitoches in July, but we did have that one February stint real quick. But Jill, with this, I know we're going to talk more about October next month, but and there's a lot of different events happening in October. I mean, it's just like, it's packed. You guys are, I don't even know if I can call Arlene in October. You're just like, it's October, leave me be, I'm busy. There's so much going on. But in regards to Christmas, I wanted to bring this up now because I know that this is one of the most popular events in the state of Louisiana and in the Southeast. You guys have won awards. It goes from I think the 18th, you said, Arlene, all the way through to Epiphany Day. So there's a lot of opportunity for people to go. But from what I have heard over the years from Arlene and from you, Jill, is like people need to start planning now, right, Jill, for attending because it gets busy.
Absolutely, especially if you're booking lodging. That does tend to fill up quickly. We do have a decent amount of lodging for our size town, but as Arlene can attest, everything books up quickly. And if you can't get a room or accommodations here, you likely may have a 45-minute drive to a neighboring city. I will tell you, just if people want to get a heads up or check things out, they can visit our website, natchitocheschristmas.com. Armbands for our admission Saturdays went on sale last week, so you can already go ahead and purchase armbands if you're interested in that. Of course, our website is full of lots of information for the festival, as well as you can always go to Arlene's website, natchitoches.com, for a complete list of accommodations.
What's your website for the Christmas festival?
natchitocheschristmas.com.
There it is, everyone. I know, and Arlene's, if you go to natchitoches.com, you'll get everywhere. I will link all of this in the show notes, so no matter where you're listening from, Spotify or YouTube or even Facebook, you can link right through from that. There's just a lot going on, and I know it's going to get super busy, and it's going to be a fun time. So when you think about, fall coming up, there's a lot of food, there's a lot of drives you can take, scenic drives. I think it's a beautiful time to get out and really enjoy Natchitoches. But right now it is hot across the country. There's a heat wave. It's warm. So I want to go to each of you about what to have to cool down. What can you do to cool down and have a good time in Natchitoches right now in the midst of the dog days of summer? My first thing, and I'm stealing this, and it's my question, so I'm answering it first. My first thing is definitely you want to go on Cane River, and Arlene can tell us if the paddle boat's there and all that. There's a lot to do on the riverfront, but I want a daiquiri because you can get drive-through
Absolutely.
daiquiris. I had to bring it up. I needed to steal that. But Arlene, are they still doing the paddle boat out there on the Cane
Yes, the
River Lake?
Cane River Queen is still running out on Cane River. He just came in this week and said because it was so hot, he was changing the tour times. But yeah, Cane River Queen is still out there. But to answer your question, what would I like to be doing? I think I'd like to be floating on a raft in a pool somewhere.
Oh,
with
hey,
a
why not?
With a peach daiquiri.
Oh, yeah, I'm all. I know you like peaches. I noticed that. That's peaches are good, and peach
Either a
daiquiris are even
peach, a
better.
frozen peach Bellini, and I had recently a watermelon daiquiri.
Oh, that's refreshing. That is a good idea.
I know.
I'm
Those
in.
sound
I'm
really
in.
good.
Yeah, and
Okay.
a pool. There's a lot of pools, a lot of hotels with a lot of pools. And also, if you're staying in an Airbnb or a bed and breakfast, some of them might have it. You have a lot, right?
We do. We do.
A lot of bed and breakfast too, right on the riverfront too. That would be the epitome of like for these events is if you could get lodging right downtown and then you just walk across.
And just walk.
Ooh.
That's right. Just walk to everything. Yep. So.
Yeah, we've done that. It's magic. We were staying at Sweet Cane Inn. Am I doing it right? Is it Sugar Cane Inn or
Yes,
Sweet Cane Inn?
Sweet Cane Inn. Yep.
I like that. And it's
a
haunted,
pool.
supposedly. And a pool. See?
They have a pool.
There we go. Jill, what about you? What are you doing to cool down and enjoy Natchitoches?
Usually I try to find air condition. I will mention the Flying Heart Brewery that we have. I am not necessarily a beer drinker, but they have other daiquiris and mixed drinks that they offer, but they also have great food as well. But that's a great atmosphere if you have a group of people to go in and just enjoy. And of course, many people that come here, if they're not used to Louisiana culture, we do have drive-through daiquiri shops where you can drive through in your vehicle and get a daiquiri or margarita, and that's always kind of a fun summer pastime for me.
That's it. Now the brewery, that's what was Cane River Brewing, right? That's the new one that took over that place, or is it
now Flying Heart?
Oh, that's such a beautiful
very
location.
Family friendly. They do have great food, and they're open 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So it's it's nice and cool in there. They got those what they call big ass fans blowing up at the top, and the air conditioning's really going. And yeah, it is. It's a really fun atmosphere for the whole family.
In fact, the last time we went there when it first opened. Remember, I think Arlene, you, Nancy, and I went, and it was fall. Was getting towards, was it? It was I don't know. No, because we haven't done fall yet. What am I thinking? But we had a peach beer. There was like a peach, it was like a seasonal thing.
A seasonal,
and it was peach. Yeah, I remember that now. But I remember that building being historic. It's like a historic part of something to do with agriculture or something. I remember that building being something that was renovated.
Yes,
and
it was part of an, yep, it sure is. It's pretty neat, actually.
I like it. I'm ready to go back, have some beer. I'm with you there, Jill. I'll drink any beer you don't want. I'm very good at that. And special coffee after lightning storms. But anyway, anyway, that's a crazy story in itself. But there's a lot to see and do in Natchitoches, as you can hear, and also go into some of the museums if it's warm, like the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. That is a wonderful place. They've also got the museum, Louisiana State Museum, the History Museum connected to it. So there's a lot to experience no matter how hot it gets. I remember the heat and having a good time. So check it all out. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. As always, we look forward to next month. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.